It's an honor to see everybody here. I'm Patrick Pearson. I'm the chairman of the Frederick County Veterans Advisory Council. I'm an Iraq War veteran. I loved serving in the Army. I miss it every day. I see the folks in the back wearing the uniform. I miss that. It's one of those things that you never forget. So thank you all for serving as well. We'll get right off to this. We'll make sure, really the purpose of today is we want to bridge all these organizations together with everybody that's out here to get the services they need. That's really what we're here for today. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all to the veterans that came out. Thank you all to the organizations and services that are out here, because without you all, we're not taking care of veterans. We'll go ahead and kick it off right to, let's get to the, we're going to Tom, sorry. We'll go with the national anthem, and then we'll go on to the next part. So if everybody could please rise, we'll get right to it. Do you need this?
I can just do that.
Fantastic.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. We'll go right into our Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll do a short Armed Forces medley, and then we'll get a few folks up here to talk about what we're here for. So I apologize, I had everybody sit back down. If you could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Perfect. Okay. Now that I had you all stand one more time. No, I'm kidding. We're going to do a quick Armed Forces melody here by the Coast Guard. Don't get me wrong. I love the Army. Apparently the Coast Guard actually has the best band out there. When you hear your services song, please stand so you can be recognized. We all know the Marines are going to stand anyways because they always stand, and then they bark. They do their thing, but when we're going to do it in the correct order, I promise. So Army, Marine Corps, then some other organizations, I don't know. Let's get this started. Thank you. I wanna kick this. I'll push this off to Carolyn True. She is the Director of Department Aging and Independence, and she's saving me, so thank you very much.
Hi, Carolyn True with the Frederick County Division of Aging and Independence, and this is a very hard group to follow. Thank you all for your participation in the Armed Forces Medley. I really appreciate it. I want to thank everybody who is here. This is an awesome event. This is our second year, and we are thrilled to have such a great turnout. Thank you to everybody who is a vendor, who is representing the various organizations that are here today. I want to give a shout out to my Frederick County government colleagues for being here. Thank you. It's awesome to have so many vendors here. Please visit their tables, both inside and outside, so that you have a chance to have any questions answered, know about resources that are available to you, and just have the opportunity to meet and greet. I think this is a great day for camaraderie, and again, thank you. It's now my great honor, I must say, to introduce our Frederick County Executive, Jessica Fitzwater. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am so pleased and honored to be here. My name is Jessica Fitzwater, and I have the pleasure of serving as your county executive. And it is so exciting to see us here at our second annual Veterans Appreciation event. I know last year throughout the day we had close to 300 folks come through, and based on how many people are already here, I think we're going to surpass that this year. So thank you so much for being here. Our partners and our community veterans who are here, please give yourselves a round of applause. We appreciate you so very, very much. I also want to make sure that I recognize the other elected officials who are here, because it is really a testament to how critically important our veterans are to our community when our folks that you put into office show up for days like this, so I want to make sure that I recognize them. We have from our state delegation, State Senator Karen Lewis Young is here. We also have Delegate Karen Simpson here as well. And Delegate Ken Kerr is also here. Thank you, Delegate. And I believe I saw Delegate Eric Boucher also come in. Thank you for being here. We also have joining us today Sheriff Chuck Jenkins. And my partners in our county government, Council Member Renee Knapp is here. And also Council President Brad Young is here as well. And from the city of Frederick, we also have our mayor, Michael O'Connor. And hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Whew. Okay, that's always the hard part. I'm so honored to stand before you today to celebrate a day dedicated to expressing our immense gratitude to all the veterans who have selflessly served our nation. Your courage, dedication, and sacrifices have ensured the freedom that we all so deeply cherish. I also want to thank our incredible Veterans Advisory Council for their unwavering support and tireless efforts in advocating for our veterans. I didn't have this written down, but I do want to just make a note. The Veterans Advisory Council was established through a county council bill sponsored by former county council president Bud Otis. As many of you know, we lost Bud very recently, and I know many of us will actually be celebrating his life later today. So I wanted to make sure to mention that he was a staunch advocate for our veterans community, and seeing the growth in our Veterans Advisory Council and also our county government team that supports them just over these past several years has been really exciting. So those of you who have served or are currently serving on our Veterans Advisory Council, could you just wave your hand so we can thank you as well? Thank you so much. I know Carolyn mentioned this, but I want to thank our Division of Aging and Independence team as well. We have really worked hard in county government through some reorganizing to bring our teams of employees together that are working on issues that really bridge one another. And so bringing the veterans work under our Division of Aging and Independence has been a wonderful transition, and our team is truly phenomenal. And it ties directly into our theme for this year's event, which is Bridges and Bridging. And I really think it's just the perfect description for our gathering today. We're coming together to honor our veterans, but also recognizing how important building these bridges is for our community. We're bridging generations. Our veterans span multiple generations, each with unique experiences and stories. And by continuing to bridge these generational gaps, we're fostering understanding and appreciation for the diverse contributions of our veterans. We're also working on bridging military to civilian life. We know the transition from military to civilian life can be challenging, and our community cares and is committed to providing resources and support to ensure a smooth and successful transition for our veterans. We're also bridging communities. We know that our community is stronger because of each and every one of you that are here, and by bridging our military and civilian communities, we not only create a stronger sense of unity and mutual respect, but we're truly enriching our collective experience in Frederick County, and we have so much to learn from one another. We're also here to help support transitions in life. For all of us, life is full of transitions, sometimes big, sometimes small. Whether transitioning from military service to civilian life, navigating personal challenges or professional changes, our community knows how to come together and support one another through these, and making sure that all along the way we're uplifting our veterans each stop along those different transitions. Frederick County is profoundly grateful for you and for our opportunity to serve you as veterans in our community. We're committed to ensuring that you receive the recognition, support, and resources that you deserve. We know that we are fortunate that you have chosen Frederick County as your home. And now it gives me great honor to present a proclamation in honor of today's event. Whereas 365 days a year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, members of the U.S. military are on call around the world defending the interests and security of our nation. And whereas our country is thankful for our service members and veterans who chose to put service before self, and we're proud of the over 17,000 residents who choose to call Frederick County home. And whereas many of our veterans continue to serve their communities after serving their country, and they enrich our democracy as leaders, teachers, coaches, mentors, and much more. And whereas veterans have enabled all Americans to enjoy the freedoms that we hold today, the United States relies on volunteers who choose to raise their hand, recite an oath, and proudly wear a uniform. And in doing so, they have deterred aggression, safeguarded our democracy, and ensured our national security. And whereas by recognizing, honoring, and celebrating veterans, we allow generations of families and friends to understand, appreciate, and have just a small glimpse into the sacrifices these heroic individuals have made for the United States of America. Whereas we appreciate Frederick County's Veterans Advisory Council and Division of Aging and Independence for hosting their second annual Veterans Appreciation Day with live music, food, activities, workshops, resources, and more. Now, therefore, as the County Executive of Frederick County, Maryland, I hereby proclaim July 19th, 2025 as Veterans Appreciation Day in Frederick County and commend this observance to all our residents presented this 19th day of July 2025. Thank you all so much for your service, your sacrifice, and for joining us here today. Where's Patrick?
Thank you. I'm back. I'm getting myself a little under more control now. Thank you so much again. Thank you. Up next, I want to bring up Senator Karen Lewis Young, please.
Thank you. I'm going to ask if the delegates that are here can also join me. We have a citation for you as well, and it repeats many of the thoughts and sentiments that the county executive declared, thanking you for sponsoring this event and for the many services provided. But I wanted to give you a little bit of insight as to the role of the Maryland General Assembly in terms of supporting veterans. We have a Veterans Caucus, only a couple of years old, but quite strong. Many of us are members. Anyone can join, but mainly it's composed of veterans and children of veterans. And what we do is advocate for legislation that will support veterans' needs and interests. We've passed things ranging from tax breaks to education funding, health care, housing, and we even have an ombudsman so that if you get lost in the bureaucratic maze and you don't know which department to go to, that ombudsman can help lead you. So I want to thank my colleagues for their support and introduction of many bills to help veterans. I also want to share a very recent experience I had on Thursday, in fact. I joined the acting secretary of Veterans Affairs for a tour of the Correctional Center out in Cumberland, Maryland. Half of it was a tour. The other half, we met with a group of veterans. That was enlightening and fascinating. The group we met with are well on their way on a path to parole. Some have been there for years because at one point, for 20 seconds, they made a really bad decision. But they're involved in all kinds of activities that are teaching them job skills. But what they shared with us is they don't have access to many of the services that you see here today that are critical for helping them make that transition back into society again. So I will be asking my colleagues to join me in putting forward efforts that will help them better change their lives so that they can again become productive and meaningful citizens. And I thank everyone that is a part of that effort and supplies these great services that help all veterans. Thank you.
Just very quickly, I appreciate the passion of the senator. She brings that passion to the floor representing you. And as a delegation, the most important thing is that we have the empathy and understanding of what our fellow citizens are going through to help provide the resources to your needs. So thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you. Yeah. There you go. You want? We're in. Okay. I don't know. Who's doing a photo? There you go.
Making us look thinner.
That's why she turned it sideways.
I'm running out of space up here. This is fantastic. Let's move this computer that didn't do anything. I'd like to next call up, I just made that up. That was funny. Brad Young, please, if you could come up here. Councilman.
Thank you. I'd like to ask Councilmember Renee Knapp to join as well. I got to say, I was a little worried as the program started that when County Executive Fitzwater got up here, she was going to ask Councilmember Knapp and I to get up and help her sing the county song, which I don't know, so we dodged a bullet on that one.
Next year.
Next year. It's both an honor and a privilege to be here with you today, to come together to recognize and celebrate the brave men and women of Frederick County who have served in our armed forces. To our veterans, thank you. Thank you for answering the call of duty, for putting on the uniform and standing up for the defense of our country. Your courage, commitment, and sacrifices have protected the values that define us as a nation: liberty, justice, and the promise of opportunity for all. You've stood watch in times of peace and in times of great danger. You've missed holidays, birthdays, and time with your families to serve something greater than yourselves. That kind of selflessness cannot be measured, and it must be honored. Here in Frederick County, we're proud to be a home to many veterans. You're not just heroes in uniform, but you're our neighbors, our mentors, our teachers, our police officers, our firefighters, our business leaders, our county workers, and most importantly, our friends. Your stories and your experience, your leadership continue to shape our community and make it a better place. We also recognize the families of our veterans who waited at home, who prayed from afar, and who provided strength through uncertain times. Their sacrifices are woven into the service of every veteran and deserve our deepest respect as well. I just want to tell a brief story. I can remember as a 12-year-old driving down to Paris Island. I know the Marines were over on this side of the room here. I saw you, to go to my uncle's graduation from the United States Marine Corps. And I know that was one of his proudest moments of his life, and I know Sheriff Jenkins was good friends with my uncle. Many of you knew him as Mole. Mole served proudly in the Marines, got out, and then served proudly after that, recognizing the need to recognize the Marine Corps Leahy. Every Saturday morning on First Frederick, he was downtown. Unfortunately, Mole passed in 2020 of cancer that he had gotten from his service at Camp Lejeune. But the services that were provided to him were important in his last days. And again, part of what I do every time that we're at a veteran ceremony is remember Mole and his service and how proud he was of his country and how proud we were of him for doing that. As a community, we need to commit more than just words. Let us support our veterans not only with gratitude, but with action through service, action of quality health care, meaningful employment, and the honor and dignity that you deserve. Again, in the County Council, part of what we look at are programs to support the Veterans Advisory Committee, to support our veterans tax credits, and any services that we can provide to support our veterans here in Frederick County. So on behalf of the Frederick County Council, thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and your enduring example of what it means to serve with honor. May we never forget the price of freedom, and may we always remember those who paid it. Thank you, and God bless to all the veterans that are here today and your families. We hope you have a great day. Thank you.
Just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to share this day with you. The term tight-knit community gets used a lot, but when you look around today and you see the people and the organizations and everybody who has shown up, that's what Frederick County is all about, a tight-knit community with friends, neighbors, organizations, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today, and we strive to make sure you had our backs, and we strive every day to make sure that we have yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're getting down the road here. This is fantastic. Thanks again, everybody, for putting up with me and us up here. Mayor, please. Mayor Michael O'Connor of City of Frederick.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. I did want to acknowledge one other elected official who is present in the room, though not in person. We have Robin Summerfield here representing U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen. Thank you, sir, for being here today. You know, the city of Frederick is home to Fort Detrick and is one of the most important military installations in this country when it comes to supporting the work of the Department of Defense. This community has come to rely very heavily on the presence of the civilian support in furtherance of that Department of Defense mission. So this is always going to be an issue, I think, that's near and dear to all of us that live and work and serve in public roles here in the city and the county, because that installation being home to all representatives of all of the military branches, plus 5 cabinet level agencies, possibly at 7, there's tremendous work that gets done in Frederick every day in support of the protection of this country, and this community has demonstrated for generations a level of support for those who have served and do that work for us every day. And so we're extraordinarily lucky in the city of Frederick that we're able to enjoy the benefits of a really strong veteran contingency. And the work that our service organizations do, and many others who are here, the vendors and the sponsors, is critically important, but most importantly, those of you who have served. We thank you for that service and sacrifice. My father was in the United States Army, my sister served in the US Navy, and it gives you a unique perspective when you have family members who serve to understand the sacrifice that everyone makes in order for that to occur. And so from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you on behalf of the City of Frederick. We do have a proclamation for Veterans Appreciation Day. The City of Frederick recognizes the invaluable contributions and sacrifices made by veterans of the United States Armed Forces in the defense of our nation and the protection of our freedoms. Whereas the bravery, dedication, and selflessness of these noble individuals have ensured our way of life and continued prosperity of our community. Whereas it is fitting and proper to express our deepest gratitude and to celebrate the invaluable legacy of our veterans, acknowledging the vital role they have played in our community and in the safeguarding of our liberties. Whereas Veterans Appreciation Day serves as a dedicated time to honor and thank all veterans for their service, bravery, and sacrifice. Now, therefore, I, Michael O'Connor, Mayor of the City of Frederick, do hereby proclaim July 19th, 2025 as Veterans Appreciation Day in the City of Frederick and call upon all citizens to join in honoring the men and women who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Thank you so much for all you do every day, both in service and in retirement, to support this great community. Thank you.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. All right. I want to, last but not least, call up Lieutenant Colonel Tracy Coleman, retired. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Tracy Coleman served as an engineer officer in the United States Army Reserve for more than 27 years. Commissioned from Bucknell University? Thank you. ROTC in June 1991. She has served in many positions as an engineer officer with varied duties and progressive leadership responsibilities, ranging from a horizontal construction platoon leader to facilities and construction, contract construction management engineer. You got the Army guy to read this. You should know. In 2007, 2008, she served as a resident engineer in the Army Corps of Engineers, Gulf Region Division in Hilla, Iraq. In 2011, 2012, she served as the Regional Command Capital Basing Manager for Headquarters U.S. Forces Afghanistan in Kabul. In her final assignment, she had the opportunity to serve as an instructor for the Command and General Staff Officer course, facilitating classes in the study of leadership and conduct of joint and combined land warfare, and in the application of joint interagency, intergovernmental, and multinational organizations to synchronize all. It's actually my printer's fault. I screwed it up.
I was just a teacher.
You're more than a teacher. In your civilian career, Ms. Coleman is the city engineer and deputy director for the Department of Public Works for the city of Frederick. She graduated from Bucknell University with a BS in civil engineering and holds a professional engineering license in the state of Maryland. Originally from New Hampshire, she and her family call Frederick County home. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm an engineer. I'm not much of a speaker, so forgive me if I seem a little nervous.
Don't worry.
And I kind of knew most of the words to the Army song. I always applaud Marines because Marines always know the words to their songs. So, good morning, everyone. When I learned that the theme of today's event was about bridges, I was really excited. I'm an engineer. I could talk about bridges all day long. but I won't do that. More importantly, as a veteran, I truly love being in the company of fellow service members. I'm not sure about you all, but there's a comfort and there's family there, and I truly appreciate it. I'm glad that this event exists. This is the first one I realized existed, and I'm excited to continue to be a part of them in the future. Thank you for inviting me to speak today. It's both a privilege and a responsibility to stand before you today as we reflect on the meaning of service, gratitude, and the enduring bonds that unite us across generations, across different uniforms, and across our lives. Our theme today is bridging community with gratitude. I can't think of a better way to embody the spirit than recognizing the journeys, the contributions, and continued impact that veterans have, not just while in uniform, but when we hang them up. Shared a little bit about my journey already. I'm a shy kid from New Hampshire. I am one of two. Yes, where's the dog? Come help. I have a brother. We were blessed, we are blessed by being part of a large, close family, several aunts and uncles, lots and lots of cousins. Most of us all grew up in that same area, and we spent a lot of time together. Family is something that I treasure, and it has always been one of the most important things in my life. As was mentioned, I got my commission at Bucknell University ROTC into the Army. I hadn't planned on joining ROTC. I hadn't planned on joining the military, for that matter. I started the program at the suggestion of a friend, and because I really like maps and land nav, anybody else? No? Yes? Yeah. I really enjoyed it, and that was the first thing they taught me. I made friends with my fellow cadets. I took pride at being a member of the Color Guard. I enjoyed the structure of the military, even though it was only a part of my college life on that small campus in Pennsylvania. I was hooked. My experiences helped this shy kid from New Hampshire develop confidence and focus on a sense of purpose. That was my first taste of the Army and the first time that I recognized how easy it is to feel like you're a part of something bigger. Over the course of my 27-year career, as was mentioned, I had the opportunity to serve in many positions in the Army as an engineer officer. Just a little bit about that first unit. I was the first female platoon leader for a heavy construction horizontal platoon. Think bulldozers, dump trucks. When I arrived at that unit, it was just up in Harrisburg, not too far from here. They didn't know what to do with me. But I think because I listened and I learned and I really valued their experience and their expertise, they brought me right into their family and they made me their sister. And I remember all their faces today. That was a great family to be a part of. In each unit after that, I gained more valuable experience. I developed leadership skills, and I added more people to my Army family. As was mentioned, I had 2 different deployments towards the end of my career, one to Iraq and one to Afghanistan. In Iraq, I had the opportunity to work with a group of Iraqi engineers to rebuild their community. Much like my other Army families, we grew close quickly. It's a phenomenon, it just happens, because of our shared mission and our desire to serve. In Afghanistan, I learned about and I gained an understanding about the challenges faced at strategic levels of operation and about the leadership that's necessary for those things. I think that's when I realized how important my military experiences would be and how best they would be to put to work when I got home, and that was in the service of community. And that's when I began looking for jobs in municipal government. In my final assignment, I was an instructor. I loved it. At the Command and General Staff Officers College, I facilitated class. My favorite classes were the study of leadership and organizational development. Yep. And when I was going through those classes, I was a facilitator. I was learning as much as I was teaching, and I had started work with the city of Frederick by that time, and I could see how those lessons and all of the information that I was gathering could be applied to my civilian job. It's really helped me a lot. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I've had during my Army career. I value the experiences I had along with the lessons that I've learned. My reserve career is woven into the fabric of my entire life. It impacts and influences my family life, my career, and who I am as a person. I'm a little less shy, not much though. In my current role at the city's Department of Public Works, I'm reminded every day how the skills and values shaped by my military service ripple outward. Whether it's leading the diverse team that we have at Public Works, tackling engineering challenges, or simply striving for excellence in public service, the lessons learned in uniform continue to guide me. With that in mind, I'd like to reflect a little bit on today's theme and how, as veterans and as members of our broader community, we can build the bridges. Not physical structures, but the connections of support, understanding, and shared purpose that allow us to thrive. I invite you all, veterans, to join me in this challenge. Together, let's endeavor to connect generations, to share wisdom, and to make gratitude an everyday part of our culture. Our intergenerational connections create a tapestry of shared experience that shape us, even when we didn't recognize it at first. I never thought of myself as coming from a military family in that small town in New Hampshire. I look back and I see a lineage of service. My grandfather drove trucks through France during World War II. His sister, my great aunt, served as a nurse, in both the Navy and the Army during that same time. My stepdad and my uncle wore Air Force Blue in Korea. Some of my other uncles answered the call during the Vietnam War and served in both the Army and the Navy. One of them chose to continue his military career for more than 20 years and retired as a warrant officer from the Aviation Corps in the Army, where my son is today, learning how to be an aviator. And then there's my generation. Each branch of service is represented: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, sorry Coast Guard, sorry Space Force. Like my brother, some of them enlisted straight out of high school hoping for some direction and maybe a chance to grow up a little bit. Others, like me, made a career of balancing military service in the Guard and Reserve with civilian life. These connections show that service is woven through our families and our communities. When we connect across generation, wisdom flows freely. We share not only our war stories and achievements, but also lessons learned, values that we've forged, and gratitude for those who came before. When we bridge the gap between young and old, we build a community where everyone belongs, everyone learns, and everyone has something to give. Veterans have so much to offer, all of you, all of us. Leadership, teamwork, resilience, obviously everybody was singing today, that's great, and a drive to serve. These qualities, when passed on, make our communities stronger. I am proud to say that thanks to the GI Bill that I was able to earn because of some later legislation during the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, my daughter is able to attend college because I was able to pass that to her. That legacy, one generation service, opening doors for the next, demonstrates not only the tangible rewards of military life, but deeper, lasting impact on families and futures. Transitioning was mentioned, right? Transitioning is never easy. As a reservist, I move back and forth between civilian life and active duty life, not only one weekend a month, but also on those 2 different deployments. Each of those interrupted my civilian rhythm, putting me away from my family and work, asking me to shift, adapt, and sometimes start over. Then I got into the Army rhythm, and I had to go back. We've all been there. We leave behind structure, the mission clarity, and the camaraderie of the military, only to enter a world that doesn't always speak the same language or understand the struggle of transition. Simple things like translating your skills on a resume or finding a sense of purpose again can feel very overwhelming. But there's an incredible part. Despite these challenges, veterans consistently show resilience, adaptability, and a deep-seated desire to continue serving, just in new ways. We face the challenge of bridging the gap between the world we knew in uniform and the world we return to. We do it. We do it with the support of our communities, with the gratitude and sacrifices made by our loved ones, and I want to thank everyone here who has supported their veteran. I couldn't have done it without my family. We rediscover purpose, build new routines, and find fresh new ways to serve. Service doesn't stop when we take off our uniform. I challenge each and every one of you again, if you haven't already, seek out an organization that needs your skills, would value your experience, and your desire to serve a bigger mission than yourself. For me, aside from serving the community in my job, I've found volunteering as a youth sports coach for my kids' teams and as a merit badge counselor with my son's scout troop. Even after he made it through the ranks and went off to college, it gave me a sense of purpose, and it was a very rewarding thing to do. Working with young people, sharing what I've learned and seeing their growth is a gift. It reminds me that service has many forms. This brings me perhaps to the most important challenge of all, inspiring our youth. If we want to bridge the future with gratitude, we have to tell our stories openly, honestly, and with hope. Share not only the benefits of service, education, skills, a sense of purpose, but also those values and friendship that we forged in adversity. There's something deeply inspiring about a 20-year-old hearing wisdom from someone who served 40 years ago. And there's something equally powerful about older veterans learning from the next generation's perspective and energy. In our fast-paced digital world, we need to slow down and create more space for these conversations. Whether it's through veteran storytelling programs, mentorship, younger and older service members getting together, or even community events like this one, bringing generations together, we need to recognize the treasure that exists when different generations connect. Encouraging young people to consider how they may give back, whether through military service or in other ways. Let them know that they too can make a difference. Because when a young person hears what it means to serve, to sacrifice, to persevere, they carry that forward. And when we older veterans see our legacy continued in the eyes of a younger service member, we feel seen, valued, and remembered. As a close, I return to our theme, bridging community with gratitude. Every act of service, every story shared, and every hand extended across generations helps to build that bridge. Let us honor those that served before us by passing on their wisdom. Let us support those beside us as we navigate life's transitions. And let us inspire those who come after to dream, to serve, and to give thanks. Thank you for your time. Thank you everyone here for your service. And thank you for your commitment to building a community rooted in gratitude.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tracy. I realize next year we're going to sign you up to run the land nav course. Yes. So we'll do that. We would have done it this year, but I didn't know you were such a land nav person. That's fantastic. Wow. Okay, so as you've all seen, we've got 3 different rooms here. Actually 4 or 5, if I could count properly. Please go see each of these organizations. They are not here to sell you things. They are here to make sure that you are getting the services that you need, truthfully. That's really it. There's a couple of different classes going on later. There's going to be a class on how to make sure you're getting your VA claim done. I mean, there's a bunch of different classes going on. Please take a look at the schedule of events on the different walls. I can't thank Michaela enough. Thank you so much. She's sitting there in the corner, just making sure I don't talk about her too much. Thank you so much to the county. Thank you so much to Department of Aging and Independence. Thank you all. Let's get this thing. Make sure everybody's. Yes, sir.
I got a medal. I like to share it with everybody.
Please.
I've got a lot of medals in the military. I stayed there 26 years, and I also worked for the city.
Your name, sir?
Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck.
I want to share this with everybody. I've got a lot of medals, but it's the first one I ever got from a foreign soldier.
Will you open that up and show folks?
And I had a general to come over to give me this medal on the 19th last month for the service I did in Korea. Here, you can read it.
Ambassador for Peace, official proclamation, Kellen Buck Musser. It's an honor and pleasure to express the everlasting gratitude of the Republic of Korea and our people for the service you, your countrymen, have performed in restoring and preserving our freedom and democracy. We cherish in our hearts the memories of your boundless sacrifices in helping us reestablish our free nation. In grateful recognition for your dedicated contributions, it is our privilege to proclaim you an ambassador for peace. With every good wish of people of the Republic of Korea, let us reaffirm our mutual respect and friendship that they may endure for generations to come.